See March 27 Indian Express. New Delhi reaches out in Indian Ocean. Jaishankar in Maldives. Next stop Lanka. Okay. What's the article is all about? Jaishankar and Maldives President Ibrahim Soli will inaugurate a police training academy and drug rehabilitation center built with Indian financial assistance at Adu. Okay. See the continuation of the article. The southernmost atoll of Indian Ocean archipelago. India is also building $500 million Great Mali connectivity project. The anti-Indian campaign, a large Indian military presence in Maldives, and the government is planning to hand over the Utturu Talifula atoll of Indian Navy. Okay. Next article is about Myanmar rulers in mind. India gets Lanka to hold online BIMSTEC meet. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will attend the 5th BIMSTEC summit via video conference on March 30. Not wanting to share the stages with Myanmar's rulers, India has learned leaned on Sri Lanka. Besides India and Sri Lanka, BIMSTEC, that is Bay of Bengal Initiative for Multisectoral Technical and Economic Cooperation, includes Bangladesh, Myanmar and Thailand. BIMSTEC meet and Nepal and Bhutan over a year after the COP in Myanmar. India has made an nuanced shift to distance itself from the regime, although not condemning it directly but raising concerns on democratic process through undermined by military junta in Tower. With Washington leaning on Delhi, India finds itself in a tight spot on Myanmar. Aware of Beijing's growing political, military, economic footprint in Myanmar, it does not want to isolate the Naypyidaw regime. Delhi believes it can, the partner country, engage the junta. Okay. Delhi said any development that undermines these processes and accentuates differences is a matter of deep concern. In what was India's first official outreach to Myanmar's military-ruled regime, Foreign Secretary Harshvardhan Shringla went to Myanmar on December 22-23. He sought a meeting with Suu which the Myanmar military declined. India has refrained from direct criticism of Tatmadaw, Myanmar's military, as it is wary of Beijing's growing influence and the high stake involved in maintaining peace and security along India-Myanmar border. So even as it wants to work with Myanmar's junta regime, it does not want to share the stages with the leadership at a summit. Okay, this is what the article is all about. Next article that we are moving into is related to Uttarakhand Assembly get first woman speaker. BJP MLA Ritu Kanduri, the daughter of former Chief Minister Kanduri, was elected unopposed as the first woman speaker of Uttarakhand Assembly on Saturday. Minority tag for Hindus. Supreme Court hearing on March 28. Government yet to file counter affidavit. Supreme Court in a petition which has raised the politically sensitive prayer to identify the minorities at the state level as laid down in 2002 TMA Pai case and grant minority status to Hindus in states where their numbers are lesser. Censured by top court last time for dragging its feet in the matter. National Minority Commission, Section 2 of National Minority Commission Act, declaring Muslims, Christians, Sikhs, Buddhists, Parsis as minority. He said Jains were also added to the list in 2014. Okay, not Hindus, though they are minority in 7 states and 1 union territory as per 2011 census. Supreme Court then asked him to approach the National Minority Commission, which took the stand that it does not have jurisdiction to deal with the prayer, that under the Section 2 of National Minority Commission Act, only center can declare community as minority. Okay, this is what all about. Next article is related to this horrific war must end. Okay. Let us see that despite India's convincing victory in 1971 war, India and Pakistan remains bitter rival locked in a territorial dispute. Despite the two superpowers taking turns to liberate Afghanistan, that country is under firm control of Taliban. Under Mr. Putin's rule, Russia has annexed Crimea, recognized the two breakaway republics of the Donbas region of Ukraine, prized two regions from Georgia, and extended military assistance to Syria to quell a civil war. It must be admitted that everything that Russia has done in the last 20 years, Western countries, especially the US, has done in the 20th century. The regime change has a favorite pastime of American president, instigating civilian unrest, engineering military coups, plotting political assassination, installing puppet regime, imposing economic sanction. Nothing was forbidden. Deplorable, unjustified war waged by US was in Vietnam. In 2003, US invaded Iraq on blatantly false pretext that Saddam Hussein had accumulated weapons of mass destruction. At the end of the Cold War, unified Germany took place of West Germany. Russia, since 1999, NATO has expanded to include 14 new member countries, as Georgia and Ukraine tilted towards 30 member NATO and organization too seemed willing. Russia has genuinely concerned about its security, and it received no credible assurance from US or NATO countries, but no one had crossed Russia-drawn deadline. There was no reason for Russia to escalate its opposition to Ukraine and start a destructive war. Yet Ukraine's president and peoples are defiant and have refused to surrender. Whenever the war ends, there will be no winner. It will not be able to annex Ukraine. On the contrary, Russia would have earned a hostile neighbor and a permanent enemy. It would have lost thousands of young soldiers and millions of rubles worth of military hardware. Many young and talented Russians would have quietly left the country, and its economy would be crippled. Russia will gain neither security nor respect. The boy general who was Bhagat Singh's hero. Kartar Singh Sarabha was 19 when he was hanged to death in Lahore in 1915. Bhagat Singh's Naujawan Bharat Sabha would never start a meeting without first garlanding Sarabha's photo. From Cuttack, Sarabha headed to Berkeley to pursue electrical engineering in 1912. Soon he came into contact with Lala Hardayal, an acclaimed Sanskrit scholar, Shohan Singh Bakna, a farmer, and Pandurang Sadasiv Kankoji, an agriculture scientist who formed the Pacific Coast Hindustan Association in 1913. The party that was formed on July 15, Gada Party, it was a precursor to Gada Party that was formed on July 15, 1913. British government, with express aim of overthrowing the British government in India. Sarabha, who had by then left studies, was its young founding member. By February 2015, British authorities had got a whiff of conspiracy and began to arrest Gada Party members. The trial into what came to be called Lahore conspiracy case resulted in execution of 14 Gadris. Next article that we are moving into is related to Wangi meets Nepal leadership signs 9 MOUs. Nepal and China on Saturday signed 9 agreements, including construction of railway line from Kerong Kathmandu, a key project under Belt and Road Initiative. Minister V.E. who also met Prime Minister Sher Bahadur Deboo, hand over Pokhara International Airport, the first outside Kathmandu. Next is Lankan newspaper run out of newsprint, suspend publication. The Island, an English daily, along with its sister Sinhala Divayina, ceased to print as a newsprint scarcities and price escalation hit the media organization. Sri Lanka is facing an acute economic and energy crisis triggered due to the shortage of foreign exchange. Taliban blocked unaccompanied women from flight. Officials, Afghanistan Taliban rulers refused to allow dozens of women to board several flights, including some overseas because they were traveling without a male guardian. Two Afghan airline officials said on Saturday. Okay, next article that we are moving into is related to no article is important here. That's all. If you like the video, please do share, like, comment and subscribe. Thank you.